Hello, and welcome to the UwU County Register. Today, we're reviewing a light novel series called Survival with My Mistresses in Another World, licensed and released in digital and print format by Airship, an imprint of 7 Seas. Airship released the first volume in the US on March 10, 2022, and there are currently 6 volumes available for purchase through your favorite retail outlet. I know what you're thinking. No, this is not an advertisement for Airship. We're not even a proper channel yet for them to even consider that. However, if you like the review and decide to purchase the series, it's a bit of nice to know information to have on hand before actually purchasing it. Since this is the first review posted on this channel, I wanted to pick something that's a bit more on the lighthearted side. Something you can just sit back and have fun reading with a couple of laughs. The story follows our male protagonist Kosuke, who's isekai to another world with Minecraft-like powers as he inadvertently built a harem in another world. I mean, there's more to the story, but if I must sum up an entire plot point into one sentence, that would basically be it. The other details are pretty much miscellaneous and not all that important. That's one thing I like about these long and weird titles. They may be long, but they tell you exactly what you're about to read. To his credit, Kosuke is not like our other male protagonists. No, he's a very culture male protagonist because his harem, almost 99% of it, is pretty much consists of monster girls. Now this would be where I tell you what I think of the story, the writing, the translation, and the character development. You know, the normal thing that you would read in a review. So I'll get that over with. Then we can talk about the things that truly matter. In all honesty, the story itself is generic and the writing is par for the course. You have a protagonist that the readers can use to self-insert into the story with some minor character growth here and there. By character growth, I mean the character is capable of some degree of self-reflection about the impact his power have on the world instead of going balls to the wall superhero-esque just because he can. Like all isekai, the powers that Kosuke receive are pretty much perfectly suited to the world that he now inhabits and designed to steamroll every other being in that world. Consequently, this fundamental aspect of the story turns the plot into how long can we go until we find our next harem member? In short, if you're reading this series expecting some Shakespearean writing or a deep, multi-layered plot, then prepare yourself to be sorely disappointed. Seriously though, if after reading the title of the series and that's what your expectation of the plot is, you got no one to blame but yourself. On the contrary, if after reading the title of the series, you just want to read about some cute monster girls, I'm gonna sell you on this series faster than an anime fan running out the subway station on the first day of Comic-Con in Japan. If you haven't seen clips of what I called running of the fans, you should. It's hilarious. Look it up. It's pretty much the ultimate evolution of what AX lines will become on the first day. For the more sensitive viewers, I advise you to stop here. No, seriously, our editor is going to insert about 10 seconds of empty noise for anyone that doesn't want to continue listening, because what you're about to hear next is a very unhinged review as to why I love this series. Now that 10 seconds are over, I'm assuming anyone that's still watching this video is culture, in some sense of that word. If so, let's talk about everything that's right about this series. Let us get one thing out of the way. The star of this series is not Kosuke. He's bland and mildly interesting from time to time. This series is carried heavily by a strong female cast, or more specifically, the character design drawn by Yapin, much like how Ufotable carried the entire Demon Slayer franchise. If I could kneel at Yapin's feet and kiss it, I would, just for bringing these characters to life. It's like Yapin understood the assignment perfectly and imbued the female characters with the perfect blend of innocent and sexy, dial up to 100. Now, credit must be given to Ryuto for drafting and crafting the personality of these characters, but it's truly Yapin designs that brought them to life. If you read or watch High School DxD in the past decade, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Survival with My Mistresses in Another World is exactly that, but doesn't shy away from the more R18 aspect of it, while High School DxD stopped just short of it. Let me give you a sample, nay, an abused boosh of the glorious cast of the series. Starting with the female lead, you have Silphio, who is the dark elven princess of a fallen kingdom, fighting to take back her homeland. She's headstrong, determined, and a quintessential tsundere, with more emphasis on the dere. Silphio Deresai comes out often, but is truly the gap moe that she displayed in her official role as Xena warrior princess during the day and her lascivious side at night that truly make her stand out. To make Silphio even better, she pouts when she gets jealous, loves adorable clothes but had to hide it, and quite frankly, I think Yapin probably had fun drawing a few of those alternate outfits for her. She's basically if High School DxD Akino married Koneko-chan and had a kid. Like any ruler, Silphio needs a second in command, and for that, we have Melty, an anthropomorphized sheep-inspired character. I truly don't know how to summarize Melty. She has so many characteristics that it's hard to simplify her character traits. The easy and simple way to describe Melty is, if you watch Hololive, she's basically Tsunomaki Watame, but more predator than prey. For the more cultured among us, Melty resembles an ideal ara-ara onesama type of character, but not in the way that you think. For me personally, there are two types of onesama archetype. There's the dere-dere onesama, aka Yae Amagami, from the upcoming Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister series from Kodansha. Yes, we'll talk about that series in depth some other time, and no, this is not a plug for that series. That type of onesama will spoil and pamper you to your heart content. On the flip side of the dere-dere onesama, you have the Dami-Mami onesama, aka Bishamonten from Noragami, that will beat you down until every hit feels like ecstasy. No, I'm not talking about from personal experience here. Melty archetype is essentially a compromise between both of those extremes. She's generally sweet and caring most of the time, but if she becomes your enemy, she can punch a hole through your body faster than you can blink. All hail Melty. No, not Malty. No one is that masochistic. Then again... Anyway, the last of the big three female lead is Aira. How best to describe Aira? I guess in the end, the only thing I could say is that if you like DFC, you'll definitely like Aira. If you don't know what DFC is, just do your own research on it. Joking aside, Aira is definitely a very likable character. She's the rational one of the trio and is more inclined to indulge Kosuke in his more, shall we say, interesting inclinations. For me, Aira feels like a level-headed version of Megumin, and while her design isn't to my personal preference, I know there are people out there that can definitely appreciate such thing better than I can. I won't say any more than that, so you lolicon out there can figure it out on your own. All in all, there are more cute monster girls in store for those interested in picking up and reading the novel, and possibly the manga as well. I won't say any more than this because we would then begin to wander into spoiler territory, and half the fun of reading the book is the journey itself. That's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed listening to my rant about this little series. The next video will be something a bit more reflective, so I wanted to start the channel on a fun and a positive note. If you get the chance, please check out and support the author by buying either the digital or the physical copy of the book. Until next time.